Hello, this is Derek, and in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about the New World Order in this vlog, a little bit of a controversial type of a subject, maybe a little bit of a conspiracy subject. But you know what? Conspiracy and controversial is my middle name. Well, no, but for argument's sake, I guess we'll just say that it is, although it's not. But what Webbot has been saying as far as the name is the powers that be, and that works out extremely well. Ever since I've heard them talking about that phrase, that is what I have been referring to as the powers that be. So whether they're the Bilderberg Group, if you want to call them the Bohemian Grove, the Illuminati, or whatever, there is obviously those who are in charge, and people are saying that they have these evil deeds and whatnot, and they got something on their plan. And what it is exactly, well, it's hard to find a lot of this information out. But question is how long have they been in charge for? We call them the New World Order. And have they been in charge in the 19th century? Were they in charge in the early part of the 20th century? If that's the case, why do we still call it the New World Order? Why not call it the current world order and soon the old world order? Because a lot of people say, well, it's this new organization that's going to form. To me, I think it's already been formed. I mean, I look at this like New York and New Jersey. When are you going to start to call it, okay, well, it's not New York anymore, it's York, and then in a few hundred years we're going to call it Old York. So that's how I pretty much see it as. But I look at some of the predictions. Webbot is saying that the powers that be are losing their control, and it makes a lot of sense to me too. The Galactic Light Federation said last year that the Illuminati was going to completely collapse this particular year. Now there's only 4 months left in the year, and it still might, but I don't think this year they will actually fall. But it wouldn't surprise me if in 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, that the current powers that be do go through its period where they do end up falling, because during this period of this 2012 shift in consciousness, this is a time where we go through big changes. And as long as the powers that be keep using fear and these lower vibration methods as their motivating factor, it's almost inevitable that they have to fall, because they are going against the path of least resistance of the universe, which is that to a higher density. So how do we defeat these powers that be, if you will? If you're out there rioting on the street using violence, then essentially what you would be doing is you would be playing their game. And when you're playing their game, I don't know if that's going to be successful. Now, a peaceful revolution, that might actually work very well. It may be a combination of the both, of a peaceful revolution with some people that are not going to be so peaceful. It actually could end up having some good results also, in my opinion anyway. But I do think that they are going to have some difficult times, because they're trying to use the old type of systems. Now, here's a quote that I'm sure well over 99% of you have already heard. Quote, "We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order. An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to envision of the UN's founders." So, who do you think said that? Yeah, George Herbert Bush said that a couple decades ago. And he mentioned that this organization was going to come And I really do think that there's a lot of truth in it, but not how most people, including most likely President or former President Bush, saw it. As this 2012 shift that I've been talking about is like that of a complete makeover, where we just do a complete flip over. We do things a lot in the opposite. Instead of doing things to hurt people, I see a future world where we will be here to help other people. And that's what I think that the current powers that be are here to do, is not to help people, but to actually hurt people. Now, that quote that President Bush said, "In order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role," and I think the word peacekeeping, and I really do think that there will be a change as far as world governments are concerned when we go through a lot of these upcoming changes, which would actually be a good thing. I've heard even some people say how a one world currency, a one world government is such a terrible thing. We should just keep it the way it is. We have our local state and provincial governments, our federal governments. And considering that putting one world together as far as communicating together and working together, that to me seems like a very good idea. Now, of course, if this whole coming together to like use fear to enslave people and to hurt people, that's not exactly what I see. I think that's what the powers that be see, but because they want to enslave us, or my theory is of that they want to enslave us, that's why I do not see it working whatsoever during this 2012 shift. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing, is a lot of big changes, not just on that December the 21st date, but we are right now in the process of making these big changes, because I feel that the energies that are going to be coming in this year will be a big contributor for the big changes that will progress in 2010 and 2011. And a lot has been said about the prophecies for the energies that came in the month of August of 2009. Myself, I've been picking up on a lot of energies that a massive change is going to happen sometime in September, and maybe as late as early to mid-October, is going to just bring a lot of this positive change. And this change in evolution, this change in society, this whole rebuilding of society, it's a lot of work, and I don't know exactly what it's going to detail as far as what we do here and what we do there, but it does mean that a lot of positivity is coming into play. And when I look at my predictions for what we're looking at for 2040, 50, and 60 time frame, the way I see this time is the new age children that have came onto this planet, especially the ones that were born this particular decade. Some people have referred to these children as indigos, crystals, star children, star seeds. It's just a label, those names, but the energies that these children have are phenomenal. And by the time this 2040 to 60 period comes, this is when they will be older adults in their 40s and 50s and so on. And I think these will be the new children, which will be the governments of the future. And will it be a manipulative government? I'd have to say yes, because I don't think manipulation is ever going to end. But the way we've been doing manipulation currently and in the past was to manipulate things so that they're negative, so that they're fearful, all these type of bad things. These new children, they're going to be manipulating things too, but I think the manipulation that they're going to be doing is a manipulation for the positive, almost like that switchover or the makeover that I'm talking about. So how they're going to manipulate things, I have very extremely a little bit of an idea on that, only towards the whole positive side of things. But it's impossible, or it's, to me, I see it breaking a universal law, which I don't think can happen, to continue to run the world the way that we've been doing for so long, where everything is just to create so everything is in the best interest for the powers that be. And that's the video. So rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, and have yourself a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.